Welcome back to the Plus Money Podcast, your home for the best soccer bets in 15 minutes or less. We are into the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup. We are into the final of the Gold Cup. There's MLS starting on the 4th of July and a full slate on Saturday. I'm Andrew Passaro. He's Nick Dianni. I'm excited about the pageantry and the fact that there's games for this Club World Cup, but man, I'm really bad at picking it sometimes. I had my first good day in a long time on Monday and then lost it all on Tuesday. This has been maybe one of the most brutal tournaments we've ever tried to handicap.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of unknowns. Just let's be honest, not everybody can watch all of these leagues. We love the game, we bet the game. There's teams you just that are going to be complete wild cards you're not going to know about. And I think the sports books struggled with it a little bit themselves. I think there were a lot of mispriced games that, hey, we took advantage and we had some really good days. We had a couple stinkers. It just is what it is. I think we're relatively positive over the tournament, but hasn't been smooth sailing. Not certainly not like the last couple of months that we had, but Dortmund to make the semifinals lives on. We have a chance.
Yeah, it is very much alive. I have a future for this tournament of a good price, in my opinion, of based on the teams that we've seen that are left. But let's get into it. Fluminense taking on Al Hilal. That'll be the first game on Friday, 3 o'clock. Two teams that we are not exactly um, well equipped to handicap. I'm kind of a little disappointed Manchester City aren't here. I mean, I'm disappointed Manchester City aren't here because I'm upset that they're not picking up more minutes on their legs, and I'm upset I can't hammer shots in this game. But I have three picks for you, surprisingly. Fluminense to qualify is plus 100. I've been impressed with all of the Brazilian teams. I actually kind of want to dig into watching Brazilian soccer after this tournament because these teams have really impressed me, and we've seen Brazilian teams win the South American. I'm blanking on the what is it?
Libertadores.
Yeah, Copa.
Libertadores.
Yes, yeah, they've been winning the Copa the last 8 straight years has been won by a Brazilian team. So now I'm kind of like I'm down to go watch some Brazilian matches until European games come back. But Fluminense to qualify is plus 100. Both teams to score no, which is hitting for the last five for Fluminense, and 13 of their 21 games in all competitions is plus 108. I'm kind of on a clean sheet in this game. Fluminense 13 shots, which they've hit that in 11 of 21 games in all competitions. Two of the four at this Club World Cup is minus 115. And Fluminense have given that up in all four games in this tournament. We know they give up a lot of shots. 14 is plus 125. You're trying to get on the positive side of things. Yeah, I'm feeling both teams to score now. I don't even know where this game is being played to back this up, if it's being played in the heat or not. I don't think this is going to be a classic. I think this is going to be a grinded out game, and that's why I kind of love both teams to score now. And I hate that. I hate that that's the first pick I'm giving out on this week of the pod. But what do you think?
Love that sometimes there's games where you get into your bag, you have the research, you have the stats, you know where you're going, and I'm going to sit here on vibes. This is a vibe game for me. Over 2.5 goals, minus 110. Like you said, the Brazilian teams have been very impressive. They are class. Let's give a little bit of respect to some of the Saudi teams too, because they've impressed in this tournament, just quite honestly, right? Nobody ever wanted to give them credit for being on the level that they're on. You put 4 goals past Manchester City. Yeah, City is not the greatest defensively. They didn't have the best year. I don't care. They outplayed them pretty handily in that game, as far as I'm concerned. I don't even think it needed to go as far as it did. Give me over 2.5 goals at minus 110.
Yeah, I don't hate the pick. I really don't. Speaking of Brazilian teams, it's an all Brazilian Sunday. Palmeiras will take on Chelsea on Sunday night. Interesting game here because Endrick, the next expected to be Brazilian starlet, starting for Palmeiras, will join Chelsea after the conclusion of this tournament. I don't mind the draw here at plus 220. I think Palmeiras can take Chelsea two extra time. Draw no bet's a really good number. Double chance is not. I think double chance was at like minus 140, and I don't see enough for that personally. And then the bet that I like the most, Cucurella one shot in the game is plus 105. Hit that into two of the three games that he played in this tournament in six of his last 10. All he's got to do is take a rip. He's puts it into the 10th row. It doesn't matter. Hits a deflection, doesn't matter. Like doesn't need to be on frame, doesn't need to be on net. One shot.
I dig it. I'm, believe it or not, backing Chelsea in this game. I just think there needs to be a scenario where one team that is a little bit of a class above, that really ended the season well, that kind of has taken this tournament relatively seriously. I mean, they are where they are, but it doesn't matter. They have the depth to kind of back it up no matter who's starting. Over 1.5 goals for Chelsea is plus 115. taking a stab.
Ooh,
I think they need 2 goals to win this game. Um, and I
I'll
think they
put
can
that on
get it.
my I'll put that on my card right now. That's a very good number.
Yep.
And I mean I think Nicholas Jackson might still be suspended. I don't remember,
Okay.
but I mean
Then
they got Liam Delap now. João Pedro's available for them for no reason. I don't understand that why FIFA would let you bring in a player at the quarterfinal stages of a competition and try to qualify. Is it a major competition? That's a joke to me. That's neither here nor there. Let's get to the bread and butter. The best game of this round, in my opinion. Bayern Munich taking on Champions League winners PSG, 12 o'clock, high noon on Saturday. And I absolutely love PSG money line plus 125. I will be hammering the Parisians. I also think this game is in Atlanta, which means it's indoors, which means that the weather is not an issue. Um,
thought you were gonna hit me with like there's more French people than German people in Atlanta or something like
I
that.
have no I that I can't comment on. I'm more concerned about the weather and this game being played at high noon. Both teams to score no. Once again, coming up is at plus 168. It is hit in 6 straight PSG games.
Including them.
Yeah,
Just got to throw that out there.
they got both teams to score no, and when they lost to Botafogo, it's hit in 3 of the last 5 for Bayern, and it's hit in the last 4 head-to-head matchups, going all the way back to 2021. It hit this year in the Champions League. It hit in 2 games in the Champions League knockouts in 2023, and then hit in 2021. And my last 2 props, a player that we have absolutely been all over. Hakimi 1 shot on target is plus 125. 2 shots is plus 125. The shot on target is hitting 6 of his last 10. The 2 shots is hitting 7 of his last 10. And you want to know a crazy stat, and this is a plus 500 bet. I think you take it down to plus 190. But Hakimi has scored in his last 4 knockout games for PSG. He's plus 500 anytime goal scorer, plus 190 score or assist. I'm comfortable taking either of those. He's been incredible. Are you on Bayern at all, or is this just we ride with
You
Paris?
know, I kind of almost want to be just because I don't want to root for PSG. Like, I'm good for them. They had their moment. I don't want them to win this tournament too. If they do, good for them. I mean, it's also a cool story from that side. I have no attachment to Bayern either. I'm just going to hit you with a player prop for this one. And provided he has to start, so make sure because he didn't start last game. Jamal Musiala, shot on target, minus 130. I don't know. I
Ooh.
think that's pretty solid. He's a dude that has been contributing. He's been carrying some offense when he's on the field. I expect him to get a knock.
Yeah, I do too. By the way, PSG up to plus or down to plus 240 to win this tournament. They will have to go through the winner of Real Madrid Dortmund, assuming they get through this, and then obviously play in the final. But I'm kind of on it. I really don't think that there's many other teams. I mean, Chelsea's plus 410 right now, which is very good value when you think that they should get to the final. And then anything can happen. But those are, I mean, Madrid's plus 270. I don't see the value there for a team that while starting to look good, is still figuring it out. Bayern 6-1, Al Hilal 10-1, Palmeiras 14-1. I don't know who else I'm missing there, but Fluminense and Dortmund is probably the least. Yes, Dortmund is the longest shot. So if you think they're going to get past Real Madrid, they're 20-1 to win the tournament right now, which is let's talk about that game. I'm actually trying to attend that game. I need ticket prices to go down because it is going to be played in very hot, very sticky New Jersey on Saturday afternoon, 4 p.m. I don't mind the first half over 1.5. I am like for all of my last first half bets, whether it's unders or overs, but it's hitting 3 of the 4 for Madrid at this tournament and 2 of 4 for Dortmund. They've been kind of on top of it the last few games. And speaking of on top of it, Girassi having a very nice tournament. 2 shots on target is plus 225. He's done that in 3 of the 4 games in this tournament so far. And like I said, I don't trust this Real Madrid defense yet. It is looking better, especially with Tchouameni kind of playing as that half center back, half defensive midfielder. But I think Girassi can get back there and be a physical force and cause some problems for Real Madrid.
I like it. I listen. I put him at plus 500 to get past this round, so I think that'd be really solid for me if they did that. I think this is the second half game. I don't think either of these teams, well, I shouldn't say that. Dortmund's been okay against teams they're supposed to play well against in the first half, but Real Madrid's been a slow starter this entire tournament. Over 1.5 second half goals is minus 130. I really like that. I think this is a second half game, one way or the other. I see either both teams scoring or one team scoring two, but something's going to happen late in the game. And then have a long shot player prop here, but Kareem Adeyemi plus 600 to record an assist. He had two assists last game. So you're giving me plus 600 on a guy that's in form in that category. I'm going to take that all day. I don't really care who the opponent is.
We also know he's a speedster who plays on the left, which means he's going up against a defender who doesn't like to track back in Trent Alexander-Arnold. So just
Fact.
I'll point that one out real quick. Let's jump to the Gold Cup Sunday evening. U.S. will take on Mexico. Biggest rivalry for CONCACAF is back in a big way. Um, we'll talk player props in just a moment, but I'm gonna. This is the what is that? I always mess this up, but what is it? The immovable force versus the unstoppable object, or I think I meant whatever. You know what I mean? There's two forces coming up against each other, and the USA is an overs machine, and Mexico is an unders machine. The over 2.5 goals is plus 124. It's hitting 7 of the last 8 for the US, and it's hit only in one of the last 6 for Mexico. And if you look at the head-to-heads, it's not great there either. I think it's only like one of the last few for the US and Mexico. I'm going to play it because this U.S. defense is bad. They've been giving up goals to everyone, but they have been figuring out how to score goals. Mexico's been keeping clean sheets, but at the same time, have they played anyone truly elite at this tournament? Is this even elite for the U.S.? Is this the possibility of nerves? Yes. But also Mexico could 100% somehow hang 3 on the U.S., and then Pochettino's fired on Monday. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to take a stab at goals in this game because I think both of these teams are the U.S. is desperate to prove it, and Mexico's desperate to beat the U.S.
I think that's all fair. Dos a cero, right? Like there's been at least two goals in all of the games, so getting one more doesn't seem like a stretch in this head-to-head rivalry. I'm gonna go on my soapbox for 2 seconds and then I'll give out a play. I think USA winning this game. Let's clear the air. I think if you're listening to this and you're our audience, you're probably in the US. I think you know who Andrew and I are rooting for. We are very much hoping the United States get this done and win this game, take home the Gold Cup. I've been a big hater on Poch. I just don't know. I don't see his vision yet. I don't see his game plan yet. I think he mismanaged the Pulisic situation very poorly. Not that I excuse Pulisic because I don't. And guy just didn't want to show up. He gets on TV with his dad and does a little crybaby media tour. That's not the way. But if Poch had just come out at the very beginning and said, "Hey, Christian's played a lot of games. He's tired. We know he's a certainty for the World Cup. I have 25 other guys I have to evaluate." All that noise goes away. So that's one thing I didn't like that he did. And like they just didn't look good. They got smacked around in 2 friendlies before the tournament. They didn't really look all that good throughout the course of this tournament. Like you said, they're giving up goals to literally everybody they're playing. But a win in this game kind of erases all that. It buys him good grace. It gets these guys fired up. There's two really big bright spots for me, and that's Malik Tillman and that's Diego Luna. Those guys have played themselves into the World Cup roster, barring leg
Yeah,
break injuries or something, right? So Luna's the guy. Love him. I would love for them to build the team around him. I just love the attitude, the skill that he has. He's old school baller, doesn't really need a position or care where he's playing. More of that. He's like everything I think people wanted Gio Reyna to be, right?
yeah.
So building
Both
the
of
team
those.
around him to me is a good solution. I have to back it. I have to hope that they get this done. USA to score 2 goals is plus 200. Tail me, fade me, don't do anything with it. I don't care. It's an emotional play. It's That's where I'm at on this game. Thank you guys for listening to it. We're obviously going for the USA, but I think they can get to. I think they're going to be motivated. I think they're going to want to get to. How good is Mexico really? That's what we're going to find out.
That's a great question. I would say okay. Well, let me talk betting, and then I want to respond to one thing you said. Diego Luna and Tillman. I saw this on FanDuel. This is actually the first time I've ever seen this offered. Score or assist, including extra time, which is a huge coverage that we don't often see. A lot of
Ever.
times, those score or assist bets are
90 minutes.
gone the second that 90 minutes is up and we go to extra time. So the fact that FanDuel is offering this is crazy. I'm excited about it as a bettor. Diego Luna is plus 200 for that. Tillman is plus 185. Both of those are great enough numbers that I would have taken them in regulation. The fact that you're getting additional coverage, huge. I'm excited for Tillman. I think Tillman's bought himself a starting spot for this roster, playing as kind of
Absolutely.
the second striker position or the 10, whatever, and Pulisic is going to kind of play wide. He's getting a move to Leverkusen. They're going to play in the Champions League. They have a lot of rebuilding to do. I don't think it's going to be an easy year, but playing against better competition, I hope Diego Luna takes a long look maybe at the end of this MLS season and takes the jump in January, provided he can find whether it's a championship team, a team in Germany, a team in Netherlands.
Yeah.
Like honestly, go replace Tillman at
Right.
PSV and go play Dutch football for a few months. I think he'd do really well there. Um, both teams to score is even money. I don't think that's a crazy bad bet.
Yes. All day.
I think that's probably going to happen. I hope we get a good game. Good game. I hope we get like I'm not maybe not an all time classic, but I just hope we get a fun U.S. Mexico game, and it's not one of these dreary, dull, fight 'em, grind it out finals. I don't think we are capable of getting that because I don't trust either of these defenses. Um, let's jump back in time and go to the MLS parlay for Saturday night. Montreal. Oh, it's plus 220. Montreal taking on Inter Miami. Montreal, it's 7 of their last 10, 10 of their 20 games in the MLS, and Miami, 14 of their 20 games, and it's hit in the last 3 head-to-head games. Then we're going to the last 2 teams are the teams that are going to be in this parlay until they stop hitting. And you know them. FC Cincinnati are taking on the Chicago Fire. Chicago, it's 16 of their 21 games. Cincy, it's 12 of 20, and it's hitting 6 of the last 8 head-to-head between these two. And San Jose are playing New York Red Bulls, who have the long flight. But New York, 12 of 22.
Yeah.
San Jose, 16 of 22, and 5 straight head-to-head games between these two clubs.
Red
Plus
Bulls have been
220.
hot, just for what it's worth.
Red Bulls doing
Anyway,
hot, and I hope they bring Timo Werner over. I think that'd be a really good signing for the MLS. He's 29. He can still run. He's going to get to play more as a striker unless as a winger. I think he'd be really, really smart signing for Red Bulls and for MLS. That will wrap it up from us, guys. We'll be back next week. We'll get you ready for Club World Cup final. Not sure if we're going to have time to do Club World Cup semis or not, but one last thing before we wrap it up. It's been a really rough day for the Liverpool fans, for the Wolves fans, for the Portugal fans. Just rest in peace, Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva. Just really tough news to wake up to this morning. Hug your loved ones. Life is precious. And yeah, just I don't know. I really hope the club is going to retire number 20. I think there's absolutely no reason not to, but I know Liverpool will do the right thing and honoring him. And I hope we see some cool moments at the Carnival Cup this weekend. Some applauses at the 20th minute, whatever. But class player, class human, father of 3 kids, just married 10 days ago. Like I said, hug your loved ones. Thoughts and prayers to the family. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Bet responsibly. Enjoy your 4th.